All right, I'm back. We're doing another part of this trash. We're on part two of the top 10 games. 11 minutes, guys. I think from this point on, the videos are like at least somewhat better, but we'll get to the rest when we get to the rest. All right, what do I have in store for this?
Yo, welcome to part two of top 10 games of my life.
Of my life.
Next one, this one,
Like,
I'm gonna
like
talk.
this is what I mean when I say when I do old videos. I used to be like very shy and like whatever, because that's why I wouldn't say necessarily what Kat was feeling in that video was being shy, because like her being shy, she would probably be like I don't know, like she'd probably be like she'd probably be like that quiet. I mean, here I'm just a little quiet because I think I was trying not to speak too loud, but like I don't know, but anyways, that's what I mean with like when I used to do videos. I used to be like, "Hello everyone, welcome to a video," and it's just like you can't really make a very entertaining video. You kind of have to have like a tone. You gotta have different levels of your voice. I mean, at one hand, you can't be yelling all the time because that's not really fun. I mean, that's basically just me yelling at you. I mean, that's the issue with DSP, and I get that too with these. Is that since my voice is a little muffled for me, when I'm talking, I sometimes speak louder when I don't have to, but at the same time, and that's what DSP does. He talks really loud because he doesn't hear himself. Uh, but you gotta trust your own tone. I kind of feel how loud I am just by like I don't know, either the vibrations from my vocal cords, or I just try to kind of uh, gauge how loud I am just by kind of hearing through the muffled, etc. But whatever. I don't know what I was going with that, but let's continue.
About Wind Waker.
Yep, Wind Waker is
Yes,
pretty good.
The
I like that
Legend of
game.
Zelda, Wind Waker. I really love that game. A lot of people are probably gonna disagree with me, and we're probably gonna see some interesting comments. Not just kidding, but to me, Wind Waker is still the best Zelda game I've played. Um, I mean, I agree. I mean, I can understand why people didn't like the ocean and the sailing and the cell shading. I can understand all that and
I actually, I understand the sailing, why people didn't like that, or when you have to try to find the shards for the Triforce, and you kind of fix that with the Wii U version, which is fine. But man, I still think the cell shaded art style that Wind Waker had was the best. I still don't quite looking back at it, I don't see why people didn't like it. I don't see it because it fits the game to me. Like it feels like it has like the style belongs with that kind of game.
I can. But to me, the story was probably the best story Zelda game had because to me I related better with this Link than the Link in Ocarina of Time, and I beat that game recently, and it was my first console Zelda game, if you want to be technical, because you pre-order Wind Waker, you get Ocarina of Time, so I played it. Um, and to me, it's just I couldn't relate to that Link because it was just you're in a village, and you're an outcast, and you are the chosen one. It's just like, of course I'm the chosen one. I'm the only one who looks different from it. It was just like so typical almost. And I mean, I'm not saying that it makes the game worse. I mean, I loved Ocarina of Time is a great game. It really is. It's just
I played the 3DS version of it. I kind of embellished my experience with Ocarina of Time in this video. I did not make it. I did not beat the game at that point. I think I got up to I think maybe the Fire Temple. I might have made it to the Fire Temple, maybe. And I did not like I played the 3DS version and beat it, and I didn't like Ocarina of Time. And the more I played, the more I didn't like it. I agree with that. I could not relate to that Link. I didn't like the story either. Oh, you're the chosen one. You're the outcast and all that. in Wind Waker, the Link there is more relatable because he's just a boy on an island, and then he gets thrown into this adventure. I mean, he's still like the chosen one, but it's more of just by pure chance he is. It doesn't like kind of build him up to be the chosen one. It's just okay. He's 12 years old. He gets the tunic that all those kids get, and then they go on an adventure and this and that, and then his adventure he goes on. It's like first it's to save his sister, and then it's like now there's this whole other story that unravels through that, and that's what I liked about Wind Waker, and that's what made it more relatable. Is that it was just all these small little things that kind of snowballed into a grander story and a grander journey, and it kind of goes back to why I like Samurai Champloo for that reason.
I I I can't get into that character because it's just like, of course, the story was just so almost generic because it was just
Almost
like, well,
generic.
you're an outcast, and it's just, But Wind Waker was just like, okay, well, you're just a kid, and you become 12 years old, you have to don this, and your sister gets kidnapped, and you overcome your fear of everything to uh, save your sister, and then you realize that there's more to it. There's more stuff going on, and the game pretty much says that even like in the middle of the game or so that the King of Red Lions, the boat that saves you and brings you on all this quest, he did that all on a whim of he might be the hero. I mean, he might be the chosen one, and I mean,
Yeah,
yeah, you're saying to yourself, well,
exactly.
I mean, of course I am because I'm playing as him, but
Uh, Man,
it was to
I
me it
I
was just such a
default
great
to way too much. Jesus, Theo, come on.
story because it was just like, well, he may not be the hero, but he has to go through these trials to prove himself to the gods to that he is the true hero, and he goes through all these dungeons. I mean, even after he saves his sister, he could really just cut and run after that, but he still kept going because he was like, no, I have a job to do, and I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna see through it. And to me, that's what makes the game great. Makes that game great was that it's just that the devotion that the game had was much more interesting, and I like the Zelda and Link relationship story in this one much more because it wasn't in your face about it. It was like, hey, these guys are gonna be together or anything. It was just kind of like,
I did a
oh,
snort. It was like, okay, yeah, the relationship between Tetra and Link was a nice touch. It felt organic to me, and I liked it a lot more. The relationship with like Zelda and Link in Ocarina of Time just felt too like blatant. It was like, okay, yeah, they're gonna get together, like you
oh,
know.
like I mean, it grew and evolved at the game, and it was just not, and it was just kind of like like not subconscious, but it was just kind of like there, but it was tame and subtle and natural and organic. It wasn't just like these two were made for each other. I mean, of course, when you're playing, you're gonna that's the first thing that comes to mind. But when you get out of that mentality and you just look at it, it's just like
12 views on this
these guys
video,
have been through a
zero
lot,
comments.
and blah 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 blah. It's just like it becomes more organic, and this becomes a better story overall. I mean, it's just a great game, and I mean, once you get over the sailing, it's the best game. Once you get over that, I mean, I will say the worst part of the game, which to me knocks it down from a perfect score to a 9 for me, if I were to score it, is searching for the 8 shards because that to me is just saying buy a strategy guide. That's pretty much what that game did because there's no hints as to where you should be going. They don't direct you where. They're just like, oh, you just have to find them. And it's like they don't even give you a hint as to where you're supposed to go. And that to me is a problem where the game pretty much forces you to buy a strategy guide. So I mean I can understand that being a problem because I stopped playing the game for like 2 years because of that. But
Yeah. Yeah,
no,
like as I said,
and the game
that
to
was
me
the
is
big
still
issue with
one
Wind
of the
Waker.
best
That
games I
stupid
play,
fucking
best Zelda
Triforce
games.
shit. Like
Okay,
who thought of
we're on the
that?
last ones. Last game, my friends. We did it. We made it. I don't know why you're still watching these, but we made it.
Even
Ark.
even the Theo here. He's like, I don't know why you're watching my vids. Wow, Theo, being self-aware. Oh man,
Arkham
Arkham
City.
City. Oh boy.
Now, to me, I mean, you're always saying to yourself, "Well, he's a Batman fan, of course." But I mean, even when Arkham Asylum came out, that really wasn't on my top list. I mean, yeah, I gave it was my personal game of the year, but that was because it was up against Uncharted 2. And Uncharted 2 is just kind of it wasn't as good as Arkham Asylum, but this was the best Batman game I have played, and it makes me almost want to just say Arkham Asylum was just a bad game, but it wasn't. I mean, but Arkham City to me, I had so much to do in it, and to me,
Yeah,
it
Arkham
was.
City was much better. Arkham Asylum was a great first step, but like the ending disappointed me. And then like you couldn't really do anything. Like once you beat the game, the open world kind of was empty. Now I want to say this: I was so close of platinuming platinum. Oh, I almost got a platinum in Arkham Asylum, but my PlayStation 3 died. So I didn't back up the save file. So rest in peace. My one game I was so good because I went out of my way in that game to get every hidden thing in that game. I was so fucking close. That would have been my first game I platinumed. But then the PlayStation died. And I was so mad. I was so mad about that. I'm still mad. Like I have Arkham Asylum on the PS4, but there's a glitch in that game, and they still did not fix it. So when you go to near the end, just before the ending, you have to you beat all of the thugs, and like that. You they go they read the waiting list and all the invite list, whatever. After that's done, and they cheer, and they do this. You and you beat them all up. You get a trophy. You get a trophy for that. For some reason, if you either before they wrap up the list, you're locked out of that achievement or that trophy. But on the PS4 one I did, I waited and waited and waited for the list calling to be done, and then I fought all those thugs, and I still didn't get the trophy. Now, I supposed to wait until the cheering completely stops? I don't know. It was weird because I in my first playthrough I got the trophy for that. And I don't remember if I waited for the cheering to stop or if it was just okay after the list, then you could do it. I don't remember, but it was weird because it was kind of so I don't have that trophy again. I have to go back and beat the game again, and I kind of don't want to do that because Arkham Asylum is kind of drags. Arkham City just has the perfect pacing to it. Like I still can play that game and have fun with it.
One of the best games I played. The because Arkham Asylum had pretty much no boss fights, which a lot of people complained about. This one, and I can understand why there was no boss fights in Arkham Asylum because you can't really do that, I guess. But in Arkham City, they were just like, hey, you know what?
How did I get to that conclusion? You can't really have boss fights in Arkham Asylum. Theo, yeah, you could. There could have been boss fights. What the fuck am I? What the fuck? What? I don't even know what I was thinking with that. I don't know what made me come to that
Oh,
conclusion.
you want a boss fight? Here you go. And I think the final boss would probably be the most controversial boss because in Arkham City because it was a villain that you wouldn't want to fight, but I don't know. It's like it was just an odd boss fight, and it
It
was
was an
neither
okay boss
bad, but
fight.
it wasn't great either. I mean, it was
I agree
just
with that. It
there,
was
and
okay.
it was fun. It wasn't like oh this is so boring,
The
but
worst boss in Arkham City I hated was Solomon Grundy. I hated that fight because you had to time things so perfectly just to get it to work, and that was just a pain in the ass. Like
I mean overall I think this is just the best game because even once you beat it, you can either go back through the same city and just get extras and this is the biggest problem I have with Arkham Asylum. was that once you beat the game, all of the goons and thugs are gone. And clearly that makes sense as to why, but when you're playing a game, you kind of want to have something to fight and something to make the
Okay,
place
see, this
live.
is what I'm gonna tell you guys. If you're making a video and you're like, oh man, I'm gonna don't do a handy cam like I did, like an idiot. Like, the reason why I did videos like this was because I watched a lot of Rocco Bodie videos on his YouTube channel where he did a lot of like handy cam vlogs, and that's fine, that works. But I think that works better in a car, like when you're out and about, than when you're at home and all that. Like I have a tripod now, so now I can like set my phone or my whatever I record with, put it there, and I can talk and this and that. I use this for my flip. That's what I use to record my videos. I use my flip here. I use screwed on, but I got this handy tripod for my phone because my phone has a better lens than my flip does. My flip does standard definition, so you can imagine doing standard definition videos in 2018 is kind of a dumb idea. So it was a good investment getting the phone clamp here. It's kind of cheap, and the rubber that kind of protects the phone is falling apart, but you don't really need it. I find it, and you find this to be kind of pointless. The only issue I have with this clamp is that the phone can easily like get tilted. So I don't know how many videos of mine end up having a tilted camera angle, but I don't think a lot of them do. So
Live instead of just going through nothing. And with Arkham City, there's still like thugs on the ground, and you still get to fight some thugs and all that as you're going trying to solve riddles and all that. I mean, it was just had so much more to it than just the main storyline. There was so much more to do in the background as well. And what I also liked about it was that it was linear, but you could. I mean, it pointed in the direction that you had to go for the main story, but at the same time, you could always just stop and do your own little thing, and then come back and then continue the main story. It never really forced you to go one way or the other. It was just kind of like, well, if you want to do the story, keep going this way. Otherwise, have
yeah, that's what I
fun.
liked about Arkham
And
City a lot was that it was open world for people who love open world games. It had that for you because you could do side missions, you could do like side quests, side crime stories, whatever, and there was a lot of stuff with that. But if you're just like, I just want to get through the main story and just experience that, it also gave you that. I mean, that's basically every open world game. But here it was just more like you could either just follow a strictly linear path or you could just kind of do whatever you want. So I like that a lot more. It felt more organic because you were like during a mission while you were doing that. Like you didn't have to go to a room and then the mission would start. You could just do a mission and then you could do side missions during that mission that you're doing unless it's like a time sensitive mission. Very flattering freeze frame, by the way.
that to me is great. That's the best way to direct a gamer in an open world like that. And a lot of people were just saying, "Oh man, I wish Arkham City was bigger." And to me, I don't want it to be bigger. I think it's the best size because to me, it's just like the way that the gameplay is. Would you really want to go around a big city, pressing R1 and just like going out there? I mean, yeah, it'd be more lively if it was bigger, but it's just it would be more cumbersome to do that. And just
So then you get Arkham Knight, and Arkham Knight gives you the whole city. Now, the one issue I have with Arkham Knight that I look back on is it fixes the issue with Arkham Origins. Arkham Origins was just they just literally took Arkham City and just said that was a Gotham City, which was ridiculous. But the issue with Arkham Knight was the city was just full of thugs. Like it didn't feel like a city anymore, and that's I didn't like that. I was expecting to see like civilians on the street at night, and they're like, oh shit, that shit's happening. That Batman comes in. You could have like little parts where there'd be mini crimes going on, and that Batman can either swoop in. It's kind of like in Grand Theft Auto 5 where you could be walking down the street and then someone could be getting pickpocketed or their purse stolen, and you can either do nothing or you can just stop the small crime if you want. And I like that. That was really cool. Or you could just stop the crime, take the money, and then just never return it. I like that too. You know, and they could have done that with Arkham Knight. They could have had that system where you see civilians in the streets, and then you're like, okay, well, I can either save this civilian or I could just continue doing the main mission. And it's a shame they didn't do that. And they just said, oh, everyone leaves Arkham. Everyone leaves Arkham. Everyone leaves Gotham City, and that was this kind of a cheap way of just having less people in a city. You know, that's and the thing I also hate about Arkham Knight was that it also filled the streets with tanks. So if you just want to fight thugs on the street, you couldn't do that. So you had to go through the challenge mode, which they kind of ruined. They fixed challenge mode eventually, and they made it better. But when it was day one, vanilla Arkham Knight, the challenge mode was awful. It was garbage. Like I was like, this was like the story was like a good step forward, but then everything else, these small things, were just kind of worse about it. But now it's like, okay, we made a good challenge mode now.
The size that is now, it's much more tolerable and is a lot less cumbersome. I mean, there was only one area that was just kind of ambiguous for them to do, which was you had to find, you had to track down this one person by following their blood stains or something, and that technically was too ambiguous for doing it in a city because there's a lot going on. But
I'm an idiot because
I
that
mean,
it wasn't that
overall,
hard.
it's just such a great game. It's so beautifully done, and I love it. And the one thing that made it the best was that you could always go back to it, and then once you beat it, you unlock a mode called Game Plus, which some games have that, some games don't. But this one I appreciate a lot more. You get to carry it carries over your XP and all that, and of course the first thought is like, oh, that's so broken. But Game Plus, like, it changes the layout of the soldiers and their routes and everything about them. They change so that like it's not gonna. I mean, you might see like the knife people earlier in the game. You might see the shield people earlier in the game. I mean, it's they're different uh, combinations
Yeah,
of
they do.
thugs.
Like Arkham City came out around the time that New Game Plus was not a thing. Like there, I mean, you could replay the game, but there wasn't like a like anything different with it. So with Arkham City, they decided to say, okay, well, New Game Plus is going to be completely restructured for that challenge, and that's what I liked. I like that. The other thing with Arkham City that I liked with oh, God damn, I forgot. Forgot what I was gonna say. Wow. Okay, let's just continue.
Which is much more fun, and they also have longer.
Oh,
It, like,
the one thing I hate about Arkham City, and they have this in the PS4 version now, uh, and the Xbox One version. I hated the Catwoman segments of the game. I didn't like those at all. I feel like that those should be optional. Like you should be able to like when you start a playthrough, you could say, "Do you want to continue? Do you want to play the Catwoman stuff, or do you want to skip?" Now, I think there is a way to skip it if you get a game over. You can say skip, or when you say no to the game over screen, they just go straight to the Batman stuff. I think. I don't know, but because I think I'm pretty sure I tried that and it took me back to the main menu. I might have to try that out, but I don't think they give you this a skip feature. But they should just let you just turn it off to begin with. Like it's so annoying to deal with, and I hate it. I hate it so much because I don't like Catwoman is terrible in Arkham City. She feels clumsy. She feels weak and it's just not fun playing as her because there's all these like very slow moves she does that leaves you vulnerable. Like you could do like a takedown with her, and she's just like, "Okay, time to take you down." And as you're doing that, like another enemy can just come up and knock you out of it. And it's like, how is that fucking fair? She's moving like fucking molasses. It's like that she can't. It's so annoying. Then when you're Batman, it's like, all right, done, and then you're on to the next enemy. With Catwoman, it's just so slow that there's no benefit. So everything that Catwoman does feels nerfed and terrible. In Arkham Knight, they fixed her, but they gave her the worst fucking role in that game. Alright, Catwoman is forced to do riddles with the Riddler. Fuck that. So, you could never win, I guess.
Like longer health and stamina. They remove the counter signs. And it's a harder game, which to me it's great. That's how a game should be. It should be that challenging, and that's really what about Arkham City is that it almost trains you to do Game Plus mode. It doesn't, and it makes you want to play more of it. It's not like, well, beat the game, you're done. Bye. It
Yeah,
almost
I
as if
agree.
it
I still have been craving Arkham City. Like I might go play that game today because it's a fun game. It's a nice tone. The story is great. The I like the game. It just has some issues with it in some places. I also hate the Doctor Freeze or Mister Freeze boss fight. I hate him. It's so annoying because it's like, okay, you gotta use different methods to kill him, and it's like, why? I don't want to do this, and I hate it because eventually you run out of ideas of things to do, and it gets really annoying because it's like, okay, now you gotta do very tricky things to get to him, and it's like, this is a pain in the ass.
encourages you to go back through the city and unlock these riddles and get and do more stuff. And it really captures everything about Batman as well. And the one thing I really do miss from Arkham Asylum is that Arkham Asylum you get to collect these tapes of each patient in Arkham Asylum, and you can hear their session between them and the psychologist. But in Arkham City they don't have that. They kind of have it with the answering machine that Batman has that Joker calls them on. But that's not even. I mean that has only like 5 tapes, and then you're done. And I mean,
Yeah,
and
that's
that's
what I didn't like about City either. There was not a lot of collectibles. The only collectibles you had in that game were the Riddler stuff, and I hated that. So
fine to listen to and all that, but
like I hated it in that game. Arkham City at night has it the worst. The way that Asylum did it was just better. Just have him hidden and you find him. I hate this puzzle shit with it. Fuck it. Fuck
Arkham
that.
Asylum had the best one. But whatever. But overall, it's just Arkham City is it's one of the best Batman games I've played. I could go on for like an hour on how good this is. So I'm gonna stop it here. That's my top 10. I might do movies later on, so stay tuned for that if you really, really love my voice and love hearing me talk. You
Dude,
really,
hold
really
on.
love my voice and love hearing me talk.
Dude, did I do that video drunk? Dude, I might have done that video drunk. I might have been drunk for that video. I think that was a beer bottle. Oh man. Animation soapbox. Oh boy.
Hey, I'm probably annoying the crap out of my neighbors. I had to do a lot of recording on shit. So this is
Look at that
I
hair.
soapbox. I
Look at that hair. Jeez. Got wispy locks at the back that look fucking disgusting. It looks like just a bunch of like my grease just went to that in particular. And then like I just have like this big swoosh in front of my face. Oh my god, dude, that is ugh. Like my hair, like look at my hair now. It's like behaved. Like I got it in nice little thing. I have it under control. It's not crazy. It's not doing that. Here it's like fucking stoner, dude. I look like a stoner in this video. And look at the back. It's so fucking sloppy. I have like, is that a fucking painting? That can't be. I have like a shopping bag there, dude. This is like, what the fuck?
kind of ran out of time last time because I had a lot of videos on here. Go figure. Um, I'm gonna talk about animation. I'm gonna really try to keep this brief because this is something I'm really passionate about because it's something dear to me. Because if it wasn't for animation, I wouldn't be an art major and all that
Oh
stuff.
yeah, I was an
So
art major. That
so
hot
for
that hot art major, yeah. I'm an art major, so I take animation very seriously and personally, okay? Jeez. Oh, oops.
Something I'm really passionate about because it's something dear to me. Because if it was for animation, I wouldn't be an art major and all that stuff. So, without further ado, let's talk about this subject. Back when I was a kid, yeah, I was a kid once. Um,
Oh yeah,
in the
that's funny.
'90s, early 2000s, whatever. When I was like watching cartoons back then, this is kind of this is my philosophy as a kid. The show needs to look good, and the show needs to
Oh man, who would have thought when you watch a cartoon, you would want the show to look good. I was like Nostradamus with that shit, guys. You know, I bet you guys when you were kids, you just turned on the TV and just says, "I'm gonna watch this." I bet you never sat there and said, "Oh, this show looks like shit." Well, fuck that. No, clearly that's oh man. Ooh, Theo, come on.
look interesting and captivating animation wise. The animation has to look really good in order for me to like it. And Rocko's Modern Life, Angry Beavers, Hey Arnold, like all the shows captured my attention because they were really nice to look at. They were really cool and they were very nice. Even the Powerpuff Girls had nice kind of
Even the
animation
Powerpuff
and all
Girls.
that. And those my only criteria. Then I went to look at the
Dude, I hate
story
how
and
he
all that
talks in this
stuff.
video. I can't stand it. I can't stand me. Like he's like, oh, see, I like video games. I like arts. Art is really good, and this and that. It's why did I talk like that? Jeez.
Because animation was top key for me. Okay. So that's really what I
Jeez.
liked about cartoons back then was that they were very different and they stood out from one another and they were very independent. They had a lot of voice, like a lot of effort put into them. And now we're not in that era anymore. And it makes me sad. It makes me want to cry almost. We are in the age of flash animation. Flash animation and
We're in the age of Flash animation. Yeah, I used to hate Flash animation, and I kinda do. But the thing is that it really depends on how it's utilized. Because I realize with Flash animation, it's not really it's the application that causes the animation to look like this. I mean, it's just how you do it, and there is like animation where they do in between, so they do like send them out to other like animation studios, etc., to kind of do the in betweens and all that. Like there's still traditional cartoons being made and shit, but like Flash animation isn't innately bad. Like Steven Universe is technically a Flash animation, but the thing is that there's so much detail in that show. But again, I can't say which is Flash animation as much anymore because it just all now cartoons are kind of blending to me. But like I know like the Breadwinners was Flash, and that show is garbage. Even like Butch Hartman hates that show, or just doesn't like it. But let's continue with this.
in case you don't know, is an animation that a lot of people on the internet use. Like just YouTube fucking uh, Metal Gear Awesome. Just YouTube
I had to
that.
think for that. I had to think, Metal Gear, awesome.
That is Flash animation. Now you're probably saying no cartoon looks like that because it looks way too inconsistent and wacky. Well, that's because he does a fast job and a very simple job of it. I'm sure if he stopped, slowed down, and just took like 5 minutes, he would probably have what most cartoons look like.
Probably 5 minutes. Oh my god, Theo, you're so ignorant about fucking animation. 5 minutes is nothing. God damn it, Theo. What is wrong with you? Why didn't you do any research? Come on. You didn't watch any other YouTubers that might talk about fucking animation at the time? I mean, this is 2012. Come on, dude. Google's around. Jeez.
Today. And this is the problem with Flash animation. So welcome to my soapbox.
What an intro. 2 minutes of just that, and then like, so this is my soapbox. Okay.
Issue number one. The
Oh
anime.
my god. What an asshole. Oh my god, I was such a fucking asshole. Alright, number one. Like, dude, that is so fucking, like, dickish. I don't know, not dickish, but, like, kinda, pretentious? Man, I don't know, but I was something back then. And, like, this is 2012 me.
This is the problem with Flash animation. So welcome to my soapbox. Issue number one. The animation itself. The way that Flash is done is very quick and cheap. Now, business-wise, this is a very promising venture because hey, we still have a show, make more money, and spend less money producing it because it's Flash animation. Who'da thunk? Because it because the
Oh
time
my god, I have
spent in
such a
Flash is
fucking punchable face in this video. Oh my god. Ugh. I can't imagine. I can't imagine doing videos this year with that hair and with that voice and how I talk in this video. I can't imagine it. This is so fucking obnoxiously, annoyingly. Oh my god. Oh man.
not as much as time spent with hand drawn artwork. Like because Flash is on a computer, so that's one easy way to save time. It takes fewer people to do that. I mean, so like at this point, writers and storyboard animators are much more in demand than actual animators, because actual handmade animators are have to relearn a lot of things to go to Flash, because
Well, they also outsourced like animation at this point. Like Korra outsourced their animation to Studio Mer that did the Boondocks, etc. Book two was the only one where it was like kind of a mix up of Period Parrot and Studio Mer. And you can kind of tell the good episodes were done by Studio Mer, the shitty episodes were done by Studio Parrot. But uh, yeah, the thing is that no one does in between animations anymore. Animators are just kind of like they do their own thing at this point. But whatever.
it's a simpler application. It's not. It doesn't do anything complex or
Like the
complicated.
thing
It doesn't.
with Flash is that it does do a lot of guesswork or so. Like if you draw like a walk cycle, you can just reuse it. And there's other stuff I need to learn Flash before I can even talk about it. Here I just kind of have like very vague ideas of what you could do in Flash, and I'm talking as if I know what the fuck I'm talking about. This is such a fucking bad video. Like, I mean, sure, everyone does that when you make a video or when you talk about something. You kind of feel like you know what you're talking about, and it's better to when you do a video to sound like you do. But at the same time, if it might not, it might be better to be honest about it. Like that's the issue. That's the thing with DSP is that he doesn't want to sound like he doesn't know what he talks about. So instead of admitting that, he acts as if he knows. Because if you act like you know what you're talking about, no one will ever question you. And that's kind of the process that DSP has been going through with his YouTube channel. And in a lot of ways, that stunts your channel. It stunts a lot of creativity if you just go with that. It might work in some ways. It might work in the short term, but you're not gonna learn and you're not going to make better videos that way. Like, when I do videos now, I mostly talk about my own experience, my own opinion on things. But if I don't know about something, like if I don't know animation necessarily, I will just say, as far as I know, or let the reviewer know that I may not be the authority on the matter, to pretend as if I am it's terrible. It's a terrible idea for a video, and it doesn't work because it doesn't make you sound. Because the thing is that makes YouTubers fun to listen to is that you feel like you can either relate to them or understand them. Like if I review Kill La Kill, the way I reviewed it, and you watch the review, and I'm going with it through my experience and my opinion of it. You know where I'm coming from. You know why I what I liked about it, how I feel about the show. But if I act as if I know how animation works and the anime industry and all this other stuff in that review, it's gonna be like, okay, I who cares? Like, and if I don't, especially if I don't know what I'm talking about, like if I knew what I was talking about it, then that might work for my video. But if I don't, and I'm trying to pass off that I do, it's not gonna work. And that's where DSP kind of fails with this channel, is that he acts as if he knows what he's talking about when he doesn't.
There's a lot of stuff that's like very simple and quick, and it does its job very well. But when you're, but to me, I think the flash animation is done for internet use and commercial use. It's not meant to be some kind of way to tell a cartoon. Like it's not. And I know it's and it's funny how we got into flash animation too. I think it's really funny because somewhere between like in the 90s to 2000s or whatever, somewhere a lot of animators started
Jeez,
adapting to
look at this
tablets,
hair.
which are really nifty. Like you can actually draw on your computer and draw. Like I could draw Rocket Modern Life on a tablet on a Wacom tablet, and that's what even the Rocket Modern Life animators used. You can do that just fine.
No,
But
not
now we're
when they
getting to
made
the
the
point where
show.
that is being
Wacom
lost
tablets weren't a
and
thing in the
they're not
'90s.
using it, and now we're just getting to like doodles of flash animation where they simplified their cartoon to shapes, and
All
that's
cartoons are shapes. All of them. I don't know. Like Heifer is basically a hamburger. Like the body of him. The animator said, "Oh, the way I designed Heifer was to make him look like a hamburger, and then they give him head and legs and shit."
bad. Okay, that's number one.
Oh, that was
Number
number one,
two,
guys.
perspective. This is pretty important. If you're just getting into the art world or if you're trying to understand art, this is gonna be something that's gonna be pretty important to learn.
Pretty important. Yeah. Like yeah, some shows have pretty bad perspective in some of their shots. But now that I think about it, like watch like My Little Pony. Use that as an example, guys. I bet someone out there cringed, but the art in that, like the perspective of it, isn't really important. Like there's a perspective enough to understand distance and all that, but a lot of the stuff kind of looks flat in a lot of ways. And there is some flash animations that there is some cartoons that feel flat, but it depends. Like Steven Universe uses that to its advantage because the way that the backgrounds are designed are kind of fresh. I don't know. Like now, this whole criticism is very dated because it's not really much like that anymore. But okay.
And to pick up, since you're working on a 2D surface, such as like Photoshop,
Push up.
Flash, or even paper, you lose that depth and you lose that third dimension. So you're working on a two-dimensional surface.
Dude,
How are you
I
going
know
to
why I made this
implement
video
space?
now. I probably got back from a lecture of an art class, and we were talking about perspective, and that's probably why I talked about perspective in this video. Wow. Okay.
Well, there's many things. I mean, you can't really because I can't really draw like a room and have it look exactly like the room. It's gonna, but I can draw lines that imply it though. Lines are a very basic form of implying space. So like if I wanted to draw like this thing behind me, I would draw like I would scale this down to like my head. So I would draw like it would be like about this big, about maybe even bigger. Like let's say this big for the sake of argument. I would measure like okay from here to get to the top of that would be like, oh, one. So it'd be like one, two. Two heads, we, two of my head would, well, technically one.
Probably more than two of my
Whatever.
heads because it goes
And
from
then I
there
would
to
just
the
draw like
ground.
this, and then I would just kind
I
of
mean,
change
I
it
kind of get about
since it's
whatever.
further in space, it gets darker. So I would probably color a darker color. Was that's not that easy. That's not that hard. So Flash, nah, they say no to that. Rocket's Modern Life, Angry Beavers, any of those shows kind of has that perspective drawn. Like they have this nice little scope and they draw this perspective. Like you know the distance between a character and a character just by looking at it because it's the way that they drew it. This is the way that they imply that space. Flash, not so much. They don't really do this. In the terms of like, let's say that I'm outside of a house and I'm sitting on a sidewalk and I have my driveway behind me than my house. The way that would be drawn would be as I said with this pretty much. I would scale down to my head, something, then I would just whatever. The way that they would do it is they would draw the entire background above his head pretty much. Like it would start from his feet, like okay, sidewalk would go back from like my toe, let's just say, to like not my knee, like my heel, and then like it just they would come forward to you because everything looks like it's going above the character. Like it's all on one plane, and when you're in the third dimension, like most normal people, you notice that there's more than one plane. Like this is a plane, that's a plane, all this stuff. You're looking at a lot of stuff. I commend you if you're watching this video at this point.
Yeah,
So yeah,
I
you
commend
you have all these
myself.
little planes and whatever.
Oh my god.
Flash doesn't play with those planes at all. They just
It's not
flatten
Flash,
it.
it's the artist.
So
Oh
all
my
this stuff
god.
behind me would just
You could even draw a background on Photoshop or anywhere else and just import that into fucking Flash probably. Again, I need to learn Flash, but I can't imagine it being any different. Ugh.
all come forward to where I am. So that door looks like it's like right next to me, and it's not. It's actually way back there. And I mean, it's this very simple animation. And it's just very weird to look at, and watching like I watched like Giantess, and that was a scene later from that cartoon where there was the cartoon is like it looks like as if it's like right behind,
Giantess sucks anyway. I don't know why. Like I just picked low bearing fruit on this
like right
one.
above their head, and it looks so weird. And if I was watching that as a kid, I would not be watching that show because
I don't
that
think any kid
perspective
watched
would
that
drive me
show.
insane. And at this point, they also feel like that good animation is hard to find because now cartoon shows like Cartoon Network's getting that trippy kind of style. Like if you look at Adventure Time, it looks like it's for stoners.
I kinda that face. That face. Yeesh. Yeah, that was a thing with Cartoon Network that all their cartoons started to kind of emulate Adventure Time, and that kind of seeped into Nickelodeon. That stuff did happen, and that stuff was a little annoying to watch cartoons. But you know, the thing is that I was a little off with that because that doesn't mean that the cartoons were bad. I don't know why I kind of said, "Oh, like Adventure Time's bad." But it's just kind of it's more just kind of like I don't know, I just was not entertained by it. I didn't like because I didn't like Adventure Time. I still kind of don't like that show, but it's not like a bad show. It's just it's not my kind of style, and I kind of liked shows that were more I don't know what I was like Rock's Modern Life felt at least entertaining to watch. Like you kind of have like good humor. Adventure Time just feels like, you know, I'm just looking at sketchbook animations. Like, oh, I do this in my notebook, and I made that into an animation. And I don't necessarily like sketches like that or designs like that. Like, and technically, yeah, you can argue all cartoons, all designs start from that, and that's fine. But usually, when you start from a sketchbook and you kind of finalize it and put it into a final show, you kind of have to make a final design that and make it like look good and all that. Not that the Adventure Time characters don't look good. It's just that it doesn't look like they evolved much after leaving the sketchbook. You just look like that it was just the same. I don't know. This is how I feel about it. I mean, I'm probably wrong about that too, but this is the vibe I got from Adventure Time. The only thing I like about Adventure Time was John DiMaggio being a character in that show, and that's it.
I mean, if you look at like Rocko's Modern Life and Angry Beavers, they were not for stoners. They were for normal people because
Yeah,
that's
stoners didn't watch
what
those
the
shows.
audience is. Normal people, not
Normal people.
stoners.
I want
Stoners,
to hear this.
normal. They're for normal. I mean, if you look at like Rocko's Modern Life and Angry Beavers, they were not for stoners. They were for normal people because that's what the audience is.
Wow. So basically, I was making the case that people who watch Adventure Time had to have been stoners. While I look like a stoner myself, wow, I was hitting, yeah,
Normal people,
normal
not
people.
stoners. Stoners, they do whatever they want because they're fucking stoners. Kids, go to your show to watch it. Treat them like people. Don't treat them like stoners because kids should not be treated as such. I don't. Okay, so yeah, that's that. Perspectives are bad. Number three.
Let's
I'm
see
not
number
sure I
two or
covered this
number
in number one,
three.
but number three.
Number three.
Perspectives are as such. I don't. Okay, so yeah, that's that. Perspectives are bad. Number three. I'm not sure I covered this in number one, but uh, I think that's it for how I feel about Flash. It's a terrible, terrible animation. If it was my way, it'd be gone. It'd be gone from this planet, and it would be dead. Fuck Flash.
Fuck
Fuck it.
Flash.
I
Harsh.
think Flash animation is the worst animation to ever grace TV. If you use it on, hey, it could be on like shows. I mean, on YouTube and stuff, but whether it's on TV is bad. Because I remember watching,
Wow.
like, as I said before, I watched like the Powerpuff Girls, and it's a good show. I actually really like it. On one of their recent episodes, the last episode for the whole entire series, because that series is gonna be done, they turned it into a flash animation kind of episode, and it was so bad. Like, I oh god, it was horrible. Like, the characters looked weird. Nothing looked normal. Like, it was just, like, going, like, we watch, like, from season one and of the Powerpuff Girls to, like, that, it's like you get a nice little sense of like, oh, this is a nice animation. Oh, this is really good. Then when you get to that Flash episode, it's just like, oh god, my eyes, because it's just everything, as I said,
Oh
is
god, my
flattened,
eyes.
and everything, and also when they animate it, I think it's a theory. They speed it up even faster because they treat Flash as if it's like some quick thing, like it's like a Japanese show, cartoon show almost, because it's like it's like, oh, it's so like hyper, and it's like it doesn't calm
What
down.
the
It's like
fuck was that?
also when they animate it, I think it's a theory. They speed
A theory. A young Theo theory. Oh my god, guys, I had a Theo theory back in the day. Oh man, this is. Oh man, I'm gonna get close. Even though I'm listening through here, I'm gonna get close. I gotta hear what this Theo theory is. Oh boy.
it up even faster because they treat Flash as if it's like some quick thing, like it's like a Japanese show, cartoon show almost, because it's like it's like, oh, it's so like hyper, and it's like it doesn't calm down. It's like a little, like it's like a 12-year-old on sugar that will never stop. He will keep talking and talking and talking and jumping up and down and doing all
Oh
this.
my god. I think I know what I'm talking about. Like, because in some of the shows I was watching during this time, there were a lot of like this hyper kind of jokes with it, and it was and like, I don't know, it just felt weird to me. But man, I don't even I can't even jeez. What the fuck? What the fuck is this?
things and you're not in the mood to deal with it. That's the problem. Like Angry Beavers, Rock is More Life, and all that had a nice, calm thing. It was just like, oh, but now it's
Nice
like,
calm thing. Jesus, you know what this reminds me of? This reminds me of listening to fucking Leanna. Dude, I sound like fucking Leanna in these videos because a lot of times it's like the same shit she would do. I can imagine there being like a Leanna vlog where she's like, oh well, I'm just feeling. Dude, these are like fucking Leanna vlogs, but but with me. This is a scary revelation. So not only did I channel the inner DSP in the earlier videos I did where I was like being a fucking asshole to people, but now I'm channeling the inner Leanna. I am scared because if that's the case, I don't know what the future is gonna unfold. I hope that I eradicated those parts of my life inside me, and I'm just a fucking dude. Because I would be afraid to see what would happen if I become like fucking if I do cat videos. Jeez. This video is
yeah,
something. What
it's like,
the what?
calm thing. It was just like, oh, but now it's like, yeah, it's like, oh, it's bad. So that's it.
I remember making this video. I remember making a video about animation and that shit. I do not remember for the life of me doing these sound effects. I don't remember ever doing that. I don't remember doing that. I remember talking about flash animation, about the perspective. I remember everything in this video except for the tone of my voice and except for these like. That is just what the fuck is that? Dude, I don't even remember doing that in this video. I remember doing in videos like, doing this, like, mocking voices, this I kind of remember doing, but that stuff, I don't know how I did that, and I didn't think how dumb that made me look. I uploaded this video, and I didn't think, maybe I sound like a fucking retard in this video. Jeez. Wow.
That's the flash animation. It sucks. If you want me to go into a more elaborate, detailed hatred for it, just say so.
And I gotta say thank you to the 29 people. The 29 people who did not comment to ask for more. I'm gonna dislike this video too. This is garbage. This is a bad video. I can't believe I did that in the video. Oh my god! Fucking face. Alright. Oh boy. Now we get to this video. I was trying to be funny, okay? Jeez, I know what you're gonna say. You're gonna say, Theo, you're such a tryhard. Look at the edgelord over here with the fucking mask. Yeah, but I was trying to be funny, okay? You know, I did a lot of dumb things in 2012. Apparently, the dumb shit never stopped for me. Okay, fucking get off my case, guys. And no one commented. But I did get a comment on Facebook from my friend saying, I don't know how I feel about you wearing a mask during this video. It made me feel uncomfortable. And I read that and I was like, it was a joke. But now I look back and I agree. Because look at the lighting. So, wow. So anyways, this is gonna be important. Not a lot of people know this. Wednesday. This Wednesday will be the official first live streaming of me doing some artwork here and there on livestream.com. I'll post a link. The day of the show. I'm probably gonna do it at 5 p.m. Wednesday. 5 p.m. Eastern, whatever. Blah blah blah. Also, this is another thing that you want to keep in mind. I'm gonna be doing this at least once a week, so it'll be every Wednesday at 5, unless there's something that comes up. So that's the plan. That's the goal. What now? Now? I know how like watching someone work is either really boring or whatever. This is really where the fun is. First I'll be starting off this thing by doing like a study. Just like, oh, this is a little warm up, and then I'll stop that little project and put it to the side, and then the rest of the time will be spent you guys telling me what to draw, and I'll draw that. So like for example, if I'm
So this is what I mean when I say like I see like myself in like Derek kind of shit, because here I'm literally begging people to come to my stream and say, oh, do draw this, draw that.
Photoshop, and I'm doing whatever, and I guess also the chat. You can come post in saying draw this and draw that. I'll draw it, no matter how ridiculous it is. But also keep in mind, you don't need to make an account to participate. All you have to do is go to the chat box that's gonna be on that window and that web page. Just type in something, hit enter, and before.
Oh my god! So I had this laptop once, and the fan started to churn like that, so you'll hear in this video. What a great video!
It gets sent, it's gonna ask you for a nickname, and you just put in your nickname, like anything, and it should all add up. You don't really need to make an account, which is nice. So yeah, stay tuned. Please tune in tomorrow. That's when I'm gonna start. That's the official run time. That's the official time I will start. So I hope you are there to watch it. I'm gonna love doing it, and we're gonna have a lot of fun here. This is it. And also keep in mind, this is my first time doing this. This isn't a. I mean, there might be some problems here and there, but I don't think, but nothing traumatic. So, stay tuned tomorrow when I start doing a live stream. So that's it. I hope you enjoy it because I think it's cool. So that's it.
What a great vid. Okay, so I don't want to do the art book updates anymore. They're kind of boring. Okay, look, we'll watch this, see what happens. If it's something good, we'll watch it. Got 15 views.
Yo,
you're a very angry individual.
fuck. This light's broken. I've not done this video in a while. I've been wanting to do this type of vid for a long time. So it's that time again, art book update. Okay, I'm gonna start with the one that's closest to me. I got these Over the Enders HD collection, special edition, whatever. Very limited, just like the Metal Gear Solid HD collection. And I already did that. I had that on a vid. So this is another art book, done by Shinkawa. This is it's very thin than the hardcovered Metal Gear Solid HD collection art book, but this one is tall, and it's thin, but it's tall, and I kind of like that a little bit more because it's easier to look at the pages. But yeah, getting this nice little glossy picture of Shinkawa's artwork. I think it's nice, but man, fingerprints. You can see some nice work here. You can see some Jehuti action concept illustrations. Like, I thought this was really nice, and to me, I feel like this is so far out of like Shinkawa's art to see this, because I've never seen him draw like anime type stuff. I've seen him draw, do stuff like this, but so yeah, this is a cool art book. I thought this was really good, and it also has a nice soundtrack.
Dude, this is back
that's
back
that.
in the
I got
day.
The Walking Dead covers. It's really nothing special.
Basement,
I just got it because it looked pretty cool. Wrong again? Fuck you.
And it's even better than the actual TV show, believe it or not. Okay, I have a lot of other art books I have to go through here. Okay.
The Sims 2?
Got Persona 4.
What's that
the art
doing
book.
there?
I never played the game, but I got the art book. Boom! It looks kind of. It's nice.
I got that because of Persona 4 Arena, but this isn't the arena. This is the actual Persona 4 game. Thank God I played Persona 5, because now I want to play Persona 4, so now the art book has relevance to me again. Really weird how that worked, right?
It has a very anime, appeal to it. I don't have a lot of anime art books.
Anime?
Except for Vampire Hunter D, which I should show. So this is really nice. I got this on Amazon. It's a pretty good deal, pretty good price. I like it. I got Gears of War 3, because, boom, Gears of War 3 is off the chain, baby. This is nice. This is a nice art book. It has nice little wording there, whatever.
I never really finished reading that art book.
So yeah, it's kind of nice looking at this. I've not gone through the entire book, so that's how big it is.
How big it is.
Let's see. I got all these books. Oh yeah, down there's the. I'm not getting that out because that's gonna take a lot of work. But down there, that's the Vampire Hunter D. Vampire Hunter D art book. It's been a long time since I've seen it, so I'm gonna probably open it at some point. But that thing is so big, I had to buy it. Really, it was a no-brainer to buy it.
Also,
over there, you've seen some of them. I had a Street Fighter art book, a Darkstalkers, but you've seen that. I think you've seen the Archives book. I have a Super Street Fighter 4 art book. It's okay. I just gotta because Cody was in it, so I gotta have my Cody.
Exactly. Now I'm on board with this video because I agree. Street Fighter is garbage without Cody, so I'm glad Street Fighter 5 is finally adding Cody. My first main of Street Fighter. Because Street Fighter 4 was my first one, my first Street Fighter game. Super Street Fighter 4, exactly. Even though my first character was Ken, kind of goes full circle because I play as Ken and I hate Ken now. So.
Few more that I haven't gone over yet. Like, I also got Ninja Gaiden 3's art book because I got the collector's edition. I kind of like Ninja Gaiden 3. I know I'm gonna get a lot of flack.
I liked it so much I didn't beat it, and I started seeing the issues with that game.
Like but it wasn't bad. It wasn't that bad. Come on, guys, really. I talked about Peace Walker, talked about Metal Gear Solid 4, but you guys probably did not know I had Resident Evil 5. Yeah, I got this art book. This art book, I was going through it recently, and man, it wasn't as good as I remembered it. Like, before, it was actually really cool. I like the reading stuff. I mean, the stuff that's written in there is really cool, but there's just some stuff in it that was just like, and it just didn't stick out that much.
So, like, here with this art book update, I started to change my style with it. I started to experiment. Because before it was like, all right, here's an art book. I did this and that, and now here's like I'm trying to be a little bit more casual with it, trying to do that. And I think that shows. And I think when I do art book updates now, I do them a lot better because I just get straight to the point with them. I get right into it. At least so I remember.
But yeah, I got all those art books. Those art books are really good. I really like reading them. I really like reading them. That's what I meant. That's what I'm trying to say. Let's make sure I didn't miss anything. I know I got. We did miss something. Where is it? Great vid already, right? Oh, there it is. The best artist next to Shinkawa, right next to him. Shinkawa, one of the greatest artists. He really inspired me. But this guy made me want to be a comic book artist. Work for comic books and do all that kind of shit. Ashley Wood, boom. Oh man, yeah, you've probably seen that. That guy. Oh yeah, look at this. This is so nice. And I'm going to show you some spoilers. Hold on, the spoilers are coming. Oh, that's Null from Portable Ops artwork because he did the cutscenes for that shit. the game sucks, he made it bearable because his art, man, amazing shit. So yeah, I really like his art in that. Oh, speaking of Ashley Wood, that does remind me. You didn't see this. I recently acquired two other Ashley Wood books. One, I think I might have shown this, but hey, showing it again. 96 News. Oh man, this guy.
Not gonna lie, that's a really good book. That's a really good art book.
Oh, number 3.
Number 4.
This is actually a really ballin'
What the fuck
art
is
book.
that?
I actually really like it. I know, right? Because it's naked ladies. No, but like, look at the style. Boom. Oh man, ass view. Oh man, this is going right. Oh, I can't have this anymore. It's going on Facebook. Gotta keep it friendly. He also did a nice little mini book. He was part of a series that IDW was doing, where they would have like comic book artists and all that. Just do like just a set of art books, and they would send them out in a set. And you can find the set, but they're very expensive. So I ended up buying this one by itself. It's the Sparrow series. This is volume 3. So this is really cool that IDW was doing this. I really thought this was a really cool idea that they were doing, but it was just too goddamn expensive for me to actually follow through. So if you open like the pages, it's very small, and there's some stuff on like other art books. Like this one, I think is from World War Robot, but I can't find that art book. That I know I have that one as well. Oh, there it is. I got and then
What the fuck?
it's right down there. I have a very paperback version of it and the hardcover, the World War Robot, and those are actually really cool art books. I really liked them because again, Ashley Wood, you can't go wrong with him. He's an amazing artist. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah, that's all my art books. Oh wait, no, I didn't I keep forgetting stuff. Sorry, man. Cowboy Bebop, the movie, the illustration. I got this in Belgium when I was there. I got Cowboy Bebop, the movie there because I was like, oh, I'm going to Greece, so I might as well buy the movie there so I can watch it, when I'm in Greece. And man, it was actually a pretty good movie, ballin'.
Movie.
So yeah, I got this. Any Cowboy Bebop fan wants this swag. I mean, oh, boom, I can't read that, but I can read that. Oh, Watanabe, what's he doing now? Nothing. I wish he was doing something else. I mean, Summer Champloo, great. Cowboy Bebop, classic. Where's he now? Probably doing some mushrooms. Let's see, you get a nice little cast of characters.
A little bit of
Pretty
that.
ballin'. I actually really like this. I think somewhere in this he even does like artwork for pedestrians, which I think is cool to include it there. Oh, I think there is actually an art book. I got this with the Tenchi Muyo DVD, like right there. I had a video about that earlier. Look at this. This is pretty cool art. Boom. Oh, look at that crystal. Boom swag. Very, very crisp and very bright. That's the cover picture.
Okay. I like the Tenchi stuff. I like Tenchi Universe. That's the best one. Tenchi Muyo was okay, but I didn't like what they did to Ryoki. Ryoki is a cool little animal. She looks like a rabbit. Great animal, but they ruined her by making her like a humanoid form. Tenchi in Tokyo was whatever. That one I didn't really care for. But yeah, that movie bundle had only one good movie. One. Maybe two. No, they had two good movies and one really shitty movie. I don't remember. I might have to watch the movie again. But there was the one that's featured here, for example, is pretty good. I like it because it's a little bit more like, oh, Tenchi, come live with your mom, but she was like, or your grandma. It's really weird. It was a really weird story. Because it was just weird. But okay, let's just continue.
Boom. I actually like that design of Tenchi. I thought that was a cooler look for him than whatever. But whatever. Then there's stuff like here. Oh, they're waitresses. Boom, that's funny. Oh man, cool character right there. So yeah, that's pretty much this art book. It's very small, so that gets 16 pages, and that's bullshit. That's probably the only bad thing about the DVD set. But hey, they included it, so it gets a point. I got oh man, this is the best art book right here. Okay, if you want to talk about art, you got Ashley Wood, you got Shinkawa. Fuck those faggot ass retards.
Wow.
We're talking about 3G animation.
I gotta hear that again.
Here, okay, if you want to talk about art, you got Ashley Wood, you got Shinkawa. Fuck those faggot ass retards.
Oh my god. You get the mini DSP inside me to cameo in this video. I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna say this. I wish every day that faggot wasn't a derogatory term. I wish it means something else, because that word is just kind of like funny to say in like a sentence because it has such a weird delivery. I wish it wasn't like, and I know some people say, "Oh, it's not that bad" or whatever, but it's like I don't want to say it and just have this conversation like, look, I don't just mean like that, So if I have any viewers that got offended with that word, I apologize for it. But you gotta understand that word is I just wish it didn't mean what it does. Okay. Can we like just play the episode of South Park where they want that word to mean something else, and there you go.
We're talking about 3G animation. Oh man, like, hold on.
Oh,
Let's pull up a page.
This is the
Boom,
Halo 3
that's very
art book.
artistic
Garbage. I hate
in-game
that.
rendering of a grunt. Oh yeah, that's when you buy an art book, you want in-game rendering. Oh, another in-game rendering. Where's the art, you say? Well, the art's in the game. I mean, pretty much they might as well just say Halo 3, the art book game or something. I mean, this is just such a good art book. Like, man, people who bought the Halo 3 Legendary Edition or whatever totally did not get pissed off at looking at in-game renders of fucking character. You know what? I can't keep being funny. This is the worst piece of shit art book. The only reason why I kept this piece of shit was because I was turning in, trying to sell Halo 3 back to GameStop, and they're gonna give me like $2 or $7, whatever. And I was like, oh, if I'm paid $7 for this, I'm keeping every other piece of shit that's in that little box, and I did. I literally did keep everything because I ain't gonna give good stuff. Whatever. This art book. It gets like 0 stars. Like it gets like an F, and that's generous. This art book is a piece of shit art book. Boom! I threw it because that's how much it sucks. If that thing bursts up into flames, I wouldn't fucking give a shit. It is a piece of shit. It's probably worth nothing on Amazon. I bet it's going on for like a penny. I'd sell that thing for a penny. It's terrible. I don't know. It was a very piece of shit art book. I was so pissed off when I opened it. I was like, oh, cool, art book. And I was like, oh, in-game renders. Another in-game render. And it was so small. Like, it wasn't even an art book. And they marketed it as an art book. So it's like me saying, oh, look at this movie. This is a movie. Look at this movie. Oh, man, this is a good movie. Look at this movie. Boom.
Who was even selling the book?
That's not a movie. It's a book. That thing claims to be an art book. There's no art. There's no fucking art in it. There's none. It's like me calling a novel a comic book. That's not a fucking comic book. You know that's not a comic book. Why am I saying it's a comic book? Because I don't know. That thing is a fucking retard. It's an abomination.
That book's a retard.
Oh, whatever. Boom. It's like me saying, oh, look at this art book. This is an art book, but it's not. It's a fucking book. So yeah. Oh yeah. Actually, I do have other art books here. I got 2. I actually got 3, including. Well, anyways, I'll get back to you. I got Modern Warfare 2 because, yo, man, I love them 12-year-olds. Not just kidding.
Wow! What the Oh my god, that quote can fucking. I might have to delete this video. That was bad because like that can be taken out of context so badly because it was sarcasm and I was trying to say like everyone likes going online with that game and hearing 12-year-olds and that's what I said. Wow, Theo, fuck you. You ruined my future, dude.
Again, because when I was trying to sell it back to GameStop, I wanted to keep everything. But this gets it. That does it. This is like better than the Halo 3 art book, which blows my mind. Yeah,
God, I
that's
can't believe everybody
shitty.
said
But like,
that.
there's some art here. I mean, you have to look for it. Like, see, there's some art there. Boom, art. I mean, there's at least something in that. The Halo 3 one, piece of shit. I also got the Resistance 2 class art book. They got the special edition, which was it was okay. They understand it. Halo 3, you don't understand shit about art. Like tripping out. Oh, 13 minutes. Okay, well, this is an art book review, so I have liberties to go this far.
Okay, we're done.
This
We're done with this video. Who knows what else I said in that video? Alright, we're not gonna watch that because it's like a homework assignment. No point.
I'm gonna be reviewing Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance. Is it good? Is it bad? Let's find out. First I'm gonna talk about the presentation
By the way, yes, that TV in the background is what I use sometimes when I record videos. I have DSP play on that TV sometimes.
of the game.
Okay, dude?
It is very gorgeous. It is the most beautiful looking game this generation. I feel like. I'm sure people are gonna disagree with me all day about it, but I do think it looks gorgeous to me. The engine is very similar to that of the MGS4 engine, so they could keep some of the aspects and style from that game, so it fits right into the series, and it works. It
The
looks
camera's
like
too
a
high in this video.
Metal Gear title from beginning to end. It feels like a Metal Gear title. Through their presentation, you kind of get the idea that Platinum Games really put a lot of effort into trying to stay true to the source material, and that is really the one thing I really respect about this game. Is there's a lot of care and a lot of effort put into this game. That's like, well, this is a Metal Gear title, and a lot of Metal Gear fans are gonna be looking at this and judging it, and dissecting it, and all this stuff, and they really went out of their way to try to make it try to stick true to the Metal Gear formula, which it does. I mean, it doesn't. I've never sat there and felt like, oh, this isn't Metal Gear. I'm leaving or anything. I never got the sense of disappointment or disgust or anything. It was just from beginning to end, I knew what I was getting. But at the same time, though, it does introduce some new stuff. A lot of goofy, quirky humor into the story. Even into the story, there's some goofy, quirky stuff in it, and that still fits in. Like, it doesn't ever feel like it's trying too hard to be something that it's not. It's well aware of what it is, and it's very fun to experience all that goofiness. And goofiness, it doesn't mean that's bad. To me, it is a very good sense of goofiness. It's not like goofiness as like a clown at a circus or something. It's goofy in the sense that it's almost a parody of Metal Gear almost. And it does it in a very respectable way. It's not insulting, it's not degrading, and it's not like Devil May Cry, the new DMC, where they go so far away from the original source material that it upsets a lot of old hardcore fans of the series, or anything like that. It doesn't stray too far from what it is, and that's really what I liked about it, is that it didn't try to be something that it wasn't. So then that leads me to the gameplay, because the gameplay introduces a lot of new stuff that was never been in a Metal Gear game, which is obviously the hack and slash mechanics. Obviously a game like this, there's a strong focus to action, and you get that from the beginning. So there's no, because as soon as you pick up and start playing the game, they pretty much throw a Metal Gear Ray at you to fight. As soon as that happens, you kind of know what you're getting in the game. But yeah, the action aspect of the game is very well done. It's not stupid. It's not easy. It's really challenging. It's actually, to me, if Metal Gear Solid was ever an action game, this would be that title. Because it's as challenging as those other Metal Gear games are. Like when you play like Metal Gear Solid 3 or 4, when you try to go through the game sneaking, it is so hard to sneak in that game. And when you nail sneaking down and you get through an area without getting alerted, that's so rewarding. That translates so well into Rising as an action game
Yeah, the
where
thing is that a lot of people shit on Rising for it's like, oh, it's not a stealth game. It's not really a stealth game. It is a hack and slash primarily, but the stealth mechanics in the game are actually rewarding, and it does give you that option. But you can tell that wasn't the focus. I liked Rising. I still love that game. It's a shame my PS3 controller is kind of weird with it because its son was going to blade mode when I don't even want it to.
you're throwing a lot of enemies all at once and you're just fighting all these guys off. Then once you defeat that section, you just get this big satisfaction out of it. And the action, and that's where really where the strong points are, is the action of the game really brings out all the great points of the combat and the combo system. The combo system is very simple. X is your like medium attack, Y is your like X is your like medium light attack, and the Y button is your heavy attack. The really strong attacks. The other thing that they throw in is a free blade mode, which at first, when I saw it in trailers and I started looking at it, and a lot of other people had the same issue where they felt that that was a little bit overpowered in the sense that you can instantly slice up enemies into bits and just instantly kill them. But the way that they did it was they balanced it so nicely in the sense that you shouldn't be relying on that because you have a meter on how many times you can use it, and when you do use it, you leave yourself vulnerable to other enemies that can easily knock you out of it.
Like this review
Uh,
isn't that bad. I like it's long. I think it's a little too long for a review that doesn't have anything going on screen, but it's not that bad of a review. That's why there's really not a lot of things I could say about it because so far I haven't said anything that was like kind of like dumb. Like I wasn't like like that. Like there's nothing about like that in this video. This video is pretty good. It's pretty straightforward.
and there's some enemies that can just fight right through it, where using that free blade mode doesn't really necessarily kill them instantly. So its balance is not overpowered. And the game punishes you for overusing it almost. So to me, you only use it as a finishing move, or if you're looking for health, then you go to a small enemy and then you just cut open their bodies and rip up their nanomachine spines. Which leads into the other concept that even the original Rising game was touting, which is called Zandatsu, which translates to a cut and take principle, which is that free blade mode lends itself to. When you enter free blade mode, it works easier with the weaker soldier types, where you'll see a little square rectangle in the middle of their bodies, and if you slice right in that box area, you can pull out their cyborg spines and absorb their power pretty much to replenish your health and replenish your free blade gauge, whatever that thing's called. Uh,
And that is a very
so
satisfying
there's that
mechanic.
Dandatsu mechanic. You can do it on almost any enemy type. Some of them might be a little bit more resistant to it, where it won't show up. You just have to like get them to a staggering position almost. And it works, and it's so much fun and rewarding when you nail it. And that's another thing with the gameplay with Metal Gear Rising is it is the most satisfactory game. Like you feel so satisfied when you pull off combos and when
The
you
one thing I will say is I
annihilate.
should have closed the blinds because look at that. It's like God is coming through the window, like, oh, and I'm just talking about Rising the whole time.
So many soldiers and Metal Gears and all that stuff. Like it feels so rewarding and
Theo, God's outside. Stop
it
playing
is
Metal
really what
Gear
all hack and
and
slash is
talk
trying
to
to be
him.
almost. To me, I would say it's a combination of No More Heroes and Vanquish almost.
Vanquish.
And okay,
Wow.
so that's the gameplay. The
What a
story. This is
comparison.
something that a lot of people were arguing and saying, I've the story to me I wasn't expecting.
It's funny because people said the same thing about Survive, like, oh, it's not a Metal Gear game and this and that, but oh, that one said my name. But but when you look at, oh my god, that face. It's not a good quality to even. Okay, but when you look at like Metal Gear Survive, it it's a survival game. So to me, it's not like really about uh it's not really about Metal Gear. Metal Gear is just there saying, "Oh, this is the universe that this game is in," but it's not Metal Gear Solid. So it might not be like a Metal Gear Solid game, but it's gonna be taking assets of Metal Gear to base this game in. Because it's using Metal Gear things like Walker Gears, nano machines, the AI pods, that kind of stuff. Because it's all and that is all related to Metal Gear. That's why it's called Metal Gear Survives. It's gameplay wise, like it's not a sneaking game. It's a survival game. Hence, Metal Gear Survive. Rising is a hack and slash game. It's a completely different game. It doesn't play like Metal Gear Solid. Hence, Metal Gear Rising. Now, some people bring up the MSX games, Metal Gear, but like we haven't had a Metal Gear game forever. We had Metal Gear Solid. Metal Gear 1 and 2 were like the last games that were ever used to be called Metal Gear. And Solid is referring to something else, not Solid Snake.
I wasn't expecting a Metal Gear Solid 4, 3 Peace Walker kind of story. I wasn't expecting to get deep, intricate stories that has themes and tones and all this crazy stuff.
Like the story was over the top for Rising, and that's like the Platinum Games influence with it, but it also had supervision from Kojima Productions. Like just because like Kojima handed Rising to Platinum doesn't mean that they had nothing to do with it. They still like supervised the game. They still had to look at it. They still had to all this other stuff, and they just approved what Platinum was doing. I mean, if they didn't like the game for what it is, they probably would have said like, okay, we need to change some things.
Rising is more of a, as I said, it's almost like a satire of the game, so it really focuses a lot of the melodrama almost, but does it in a way that's not prissy or just or high schoolish or whatever. It feels very well developed and it doesn't feel overly dramatic. The story is very well done for what it is because the story realizes what it is. There are some goofy moments within the story, but at the same time, though, that those story moments are very entertaining. Like again, like as I said earlier, you fight a Metal Gear Ray and you slice up Metal Gear Ray in half and you do all that kind of stuff. And as soon as you really do that, you pretty much jump the shark in the beginning of the game. And
wow,
that I got, and as soon as I saw that, I got used to it. So I kind of expected to see that. So as soon as I saw Ryan topping off a Ray model, I kind of knew where the story was going, and the story knows that. The story knows it is a very goofy story that's not meant to be taken too seriously. There are moments where it can be taken seriously, and there's moments that aren't really meant to be taken seriously. So it has a nice little balance between serious and not serious. So there's a lot of like
18 views,
nods
no
to other
comments,
Metal
dude.
Gear games,
Wow.
and
No, like
longtime
this
fans
video.
will really appreciate the nods to those other previous Metal Gear games. While newcomers can just hop right in and not worry about prior knowledge. I mean, yeah, they reference some stuff from other games, but it doesn't alienate other people. So that's really what I liked about it. It was so open. It felt true to the franchise, and it didn't stray too far from what it was.
Okay,
So
I'm like repeating myself. We get it. We get it, Theo. Fucking get on with it. So, another album review. Whew, oh boy. We got things to do. Are you excited? Are you excited for this? All right. Well, I think I'm gonna continue this another day. Thank you guys for watching this video so far. Hopefully you enjoy what's coming up. Hope you guys have a nice day. Hopefully the snow. Oh, the snow seems to have stopped. What is wrong with the weather? What the fuck? But I'll continue doing more of these videos. Let me know what you think. Do you like? Cause I'm doing these vids for fun, dude. But anyways, see you guys in the next one. Have a good day.